Mushrooms, truffles, call it psilocybin
Let's
if you
go again.
fancy
Let's watch this
pants.
video.
I don't care, but you will. You'll care about it deeply. You'll question your life. What have you done? Why are you here? What are you doing? Snap out of it! Look at your phone. What's the time? How much longer? What? What
What
you
the
just
fuck
saw
is
is
this
what I
dude?
like to call the mushroom experience. And I'm not talking about some Gordon Ramsay culinary dish. I'm talking about that fourth dimension. I'm talking about you being Neo sitting in front of Morpheus.
Choose to eat them, and you will see the truth of who you are. Discover your subconscious. Question
Uh,
things that you just assumed were true.
I would be like,
And if you
fuck
navigate
this
this path
shit.
successfully, you'll emerge as.
But, well, what Morpheus won't tell you is that if you don't accept the path of the fungus and fight your subconscious instead, you will not, and I repeat, not have a good time. In fact, I think it's safe to say you shouldn't ever tell anyone to eat mushrooms. It never works out. Either they just don't do it, or they feel like they gotta try it and end up just fighting demons for 3 hours, gaining nothing from the experience except more fear. That being said, for education, science, and the furtherment of mankind, I will be sharing my story to educate the public about the dangers of the unknown. So by continuing with this video, you acknowledge that you are strictly watching this for educational and entertainment reasons, and will never recreate
You're gonna
anything
teach
in the
us
video. Please? Was that enough? We'll see, boy. Enter my friend Ricky. Me and him were chilling at his place
Oh
when
my
we got to
god.
talking. You see, I had previously just
By
consumed
the
some
way, tell me
interdimensional
if it
fungus a couple of
stops
weeks back and was
sharing.
kind of raving about
Stop
how
sharing.
eye-opening it was. You know, the basic hippie shit. But Ricky was not buying it, which in
You heard
turn
mine?
made me feel like I
Uh-huh.
gotta prove him wrong. Now, I think he was such an unbeliever because he's your typical Eastern European blue-collar, work hard, get hammered on the weekend type of dude. Not that there's anything wrong with that, just I wish I would have realized if your favorite thing to do is forget about all your worries and problems by getting drunk every weekend, then mushrooms probably won't be something you'll vibe with, especially if you low-key don't even want to do them. But regardless, I was all like, Ricky, my man, my main man.
Right.
What?
My brother from another mother.
Check it,
Okay, I get it.
you're
What I
silent, man.
want,
You
what I
dead silent.
want is for you to want to eat some mushrooms with me tonight. Eat mushrooms with you and talk about our feelings, or hit up Salamander, go to the club, get hammered, pull some baddies, and lay down the pipe. Tough choice. Well, let me translate that for you. Eat mushrooms, chill out, have fun, free of charge. Or hit up Salamanders, spend over $100 on drinks and club entrance fees in hopes of pulling a bad with, well, so far your track record being 1 of 15 with the singular success being that fat bit. Okay, you made your point. Let's eat the stupid mushrooms. I probably won't feel them anyway.
I would eat
That
the
was enough
mushrooms.
to convince Ricky, which I didn't even have to mention the worst part about drinking, the hangover, which is one of the reasons I basically never do it. Only caffeine and Zaza for me. Yet sometimes I wish I could get that relaxing feeling of the za while also maintaining a clear head, which led me to discovering Vivas and Kava gummies. If you haven't heard about Kava, then don't worry, I hadn't either, but after trying it out, if you're interested currently with the funding for beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop, beep boop. Any moment now. Finally. Yeah, 10G will run you about $100. Ricky, Richard, Rick Dog. You think you can spare an extra $30 for the homie? Fine. With further funding secured from our amazing sponsor, Rick Dog
That's how it
LLC, we
is,
ventured
man.
into our automobile to
Switch
go and
from
secure
wine to
some
buy
Chungus
product.
fungus. And while we were driving
Amazing
there, I was
sponsor.
all like, you know that once you experience ego death, you get rich and pull hella hoes forever, right? That's stupid, but enlighten me, I guess. Okay, so hear me out. Why do individuals eschew the pursuit of their aspirations and the undertaking of risks, particularly when they are not constrained by socioeconomic disadvantages? The answer lies in the nature of the ego, which harbors a fear of failure. This fear arises from a deep-seated concern that we may not be as intelligent or as capable as we believe ourselves to be. Consequently, the ego compels us to remain within the confines of our comfort zone, a realm in which we can entertain limitless potential without ever actualizing it. Damn, you really want to eat those shrooms, don't you? Perhaps. As we pulled up to the plug's addy and hunted him down, we completed our
That
transaction
plug
and
looks
received a
out
good
of
amount
it.
of fungus, which
Oh,
I
yeah.
thoroughly inspected on the ride back and told Ricky
that
the plan. No eating anything 2 hours before ingesting. Drink orange juice or anything sugary to end the trip faster. It takes about 30 minutes to kick and 2 hours to reach maximum overdrive. Any questions? Do they taste okay? Like an expired can of organic dog shit. Nice. We'll eat it with chocolate though. Great. We got back to the crib and sat down at the couch next to the table and got all our supplies like orange juice, chocolate, and water. Let's do this. I'm
Where's the
ready.
chocolate?
Chocolate in the hand.
Oh, I can still feel the taste.
Yeah, that'll be like that for a while, but let's take our minds off it with the new Plankton movie featuring SpongeBob.
It's on Netflix.
And so that's exactly what we did. Sat there in anticipation for the fungus to absorb, among us. It took a while, and the wait is always
Okay.
pretty anxious because you don't know when they're gonna hit. I mean, it could be now. Better check my hands. No weirdness or fuzziness? What about the walls? The TV? Okay. Seem normal for now. Why is Plankton always plotting something?
Dude really got no chill, for real.
They were starting to
Oh my
kick,
God.
but the start is easy. When you're at that microdose level, it's basically like being faded. It isn't until a few dozen minutes go by that if you took some chungus fungus, you're about to start tripping balls, bro.
A few moments later.
Yo, bro, you watching the movie? Bro, I got no f***ing idea what I'm watching. That's fair. Might have eaten too much. Too much?
Wait, you're telling me I ate too much?
No, not really. Just like, could have taken less too, but what? No spiritual awakening then? Basically. Yo, I gotta get some fresh air. I feel like I can't breathe, man. Shit. Let's go outside then. You're getting me tweaking too, Rick Dog. Stop calling me that.
As with every mushroom trip I personally ever had, stage 1 was
Why is he
complete,
so slow?
aka the indoors part, and stage 2, the juicy part, was just beginning. The outdoors wanderer and ponderer. Thank God we did this in spring, because personally, I don't know if I could even handle going outside in the cold while on that Mario pack. Anyway, we walked around in our small town in the fresh air, basking in the glory of the sun, hoping that we don't see anyone we know and shit. What's up? Y'all trying to come to the club tonight?
Not gonna lie, me and Ricky are more fungus than Big Chungus, and Rick Dog is low-key. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
Fine, is in the demons right now.
Freaking out like an Oompa Loompa. Damn! You two did mushrooms together? That's kinda gay, but well, have fun.
No, don't leave me. Please, Tree. You're all I have. Yeah, we will, yeah.
Ricky, come on now. The tree isn't leaving you.
Let's go, get something to drink.
So we moved on to the small grocery store in our neighborhood where, according to Ricky, we did not belong. He told me that it feels like everybody's staring at him, and although in my heart I knew that they weren't, the shrooms told me,
Yo, this mofo Ricky's speaking facts.
nah, bro, chill. You've been here enough to know that's not true. It's in your head, son.
Well done.
Not to scare you, bro, but, you're screwed. The demons are approaching. Ricky, we gotta get out of here right now.
And so we did, with only one thing to show from our efforts, a container of OJ, which turns out does nothing. I mean, every smart shop owner in Amsterdam always says drink OJ to end the trip faster, but ChatGPT told me, nah, bro, that's cap. Which I wish I didn't ask him that while
Not
I'm
that-
fungus,
not that
because
cap,
now
bro.
all hope was lost. I couldn't even tell Ricky to jug the orange juice, because I knew it was a dud. The trip really started feeling like a weird nightmare, but I mean, not so much, because I was tweaking mostly because Ricky was, and I feel completely responsible for that, because, well, it was my idea. So I did the only thing I felt like I could. I apologized to Ricky for dragging him into Mushroom Kingdom, which he accepted and told me, it's not your fault, bro. And after that, it was like something clicked, and we finally started vibing, talking about what we were feeling and what we were thinking. Near the end of the shrooms, we were discussing our trip, and if Ricky regretted it, and he said, well, yeah, but not as much as he thought. Because although the first half of the fungus was spooky, the second half did give him some type of spiritual or mental awakening, per se. Not that Ricky was gonna do anything with that. He got wasted with Salamander the next day and spent $200 on drinks, pulling zero hoes, and the process. Moral of the story is, magic fungus can make you feel more connected with yourself and your subconscious. Will eating it once with no clear goal or motive change your life? Absolutely not. Or at least, that's what I think due to my experience with Rick Dog.
For the last time, stop calling me that.
Now go watch the video on the screen where I